If you've been downloading freebies, collecting PDFs, and watching your email list stay suspiciously flat, this episode is going to reframe everything you thought you knew about list building. Today, I'm talking with email strategist Kylie Kelly about why the static lead magnet model is losing its grip and what's replacing it. Interactive experiences that actually get people to engage, build real trust, and convert subscribers into buyers. We're also digging into something a lot of business owners need to hear right now: how to grow your list without social media at all. If you're exhausted by the content treadmill or just looking for a smarter, more sustainable path to building an audience, this one is for you. So, I want to do a formal introduction of Kylie, but I also want to tell you I've worked personally with Kylie, and I've I've been in some of her programs. I've interacted with her, and she's the most amazing human. Like, oh my gosh, like, you're absolutely going to love her. But let me just tell you a little bit about her so that she has her formal introduction. So Kylie Kelly is an email strategist and founder of Email Marketing School, which I am a part of, where she helps online business owners grow their email list and make sales without relying on social media. She built her audience from scratch using simple relationship first strategies that feel good, work fast, and create trust that actually converts. She now has over 7,000 email subscribers and a community of 1,100 members. And she was recently featured in Forbes, Business Insider, and Business Mondays. And I will also tell you that at the time of this recording, she celebrated her 250th episode on her podcast, which is called The Email Growth Show, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So, what I want to start with, because this is why I got connected with you in the first place, is because I was so intrigued by your positioning of building an email list without social media. Because I was like, how can I get off of social media? So let's start with just that moment where you decided, okay, I'm done with social media. This is not the way I want to grow my audience. This is not the way I want to grow my email list. What was going on for you? What happened, and what you do next?
Yes, I love this. And thank you for that incredible introduction. Oh my
Yeah.
goodness. So for me, it came out of a place of exhaustion,
Mhm.
of desperation. I was doing all the things. I pivoted. I used to be a wedding photographer before I had my online business. And so I'm a perfectionist. You know, the visuals are really important to me. And
Mhm.
so I was doing all the things, but I was getting nowhere with social media. And I had this real, like, I don't know, like come to Jesus moment where I sat down and I looked at the data and was like, okay, I'm putting in all of this time. What am I getting from it? And I
Mhm.
was checking out like the website link clicks and like all the things. And I was like, oh, nothing. Nothing's coming from it.
Okay.
So it's almost kind of like the, what's that saying? I'm doing the same thing over and over and expecting different results is the
Mhm.
definition of insanity. It was
Yeah.
like that. I kept trying, but nothing was happening. So that kind of led me down that path of like, surely there's a smarter way to grow my business. What else can I do?
Mhm.
Which is then when I started like leaning into the relationship based stuff that I'm sure we can talk about.
Yeah. So, what year was that?
That was in the start of 2022. So not that long ago.
Okay.
Mm.
I want the audience to hear that, because if Kylie was feeling that at the start of 2022, which you say that was not that long ago, but in this business climate, it's a really, really long time ago.
Mm.
And so much, I think, has changed in social media since then.
Mm.
Um, I think it's even harder. I'm on social media. So I know the exhaustion. I know the low reach. I know that it's not converting to clients for me. Okay, I'm not
Mm.
saying that there are not people out there that aren't getting clients from social media. They probably are, and they're working the DMs like really hard. And it's just not something I have a lot of time for, honestly.
Mm. Yeah. And I think
So,
that's the point, Laurie, though, as well. It's like, what do you enjoy? So, like, there are people out there that love it, right? That like love making reels and love showing up that way.
mhm,
And if you love it, if it lights you up, you're probably going to get better results from it because you're enjoying it. You've got good energy about it, right? Like, it'd still be
yeah,
hard, but like, you've got more of a chance of making it work. Whereas for me, it felt like hard work. It felt like hard
yes.
work, and I wasn't enjoying it. So,
Yeah,
yeah.
the funny thing is for me, I love social media from a personal standpoint.
Hmm.
Like I love, yeah, capturing stories and capturing photos and capturing memories, and like Facebook is probably like my biggest platform for that, and Instagram, and I get like huge engagement on my personal social media. But when it comes to business, I just feel like it's so, I don't know, like just so performative, so competitive, so
Mm.
like it's just drudgery. Uh,
Mm.
and so I've lost the enjoyment of it, which is like,
Mm.
like my spouse will say, did you see what I sent you on Instagram? It's like, I haven't even been on Instagram. Like I'm just like not, I'm just not into it like I used to be.
Yeah.
Um, Tell me, so you mentioned relationship marketing, and I
Hmm.
think this is going to be a new thing. This is certainly something I've leaned into probably starting at the beginning of 2025. Yeah, 2025. So about 18 months ago.
Hmm.
What are you doing differently? If you're not doing social media, what are you doing for list growth?
Yeah, I love that.
Leads growth.
So yeah, when we think about the, I guess, looking from a high level with the strategy, it's all about growing your email list, right? So it's all about growing something that we own. That was a
Mhm.
big motivator for me because I was like, I don't want someone to be able to take this away. I want to be in control of it. Like I'm definitely a control freak over here. So what can I control? I can control my email list.
Uh-huh.
So it all leads back to the email list. I think that's really important to ground the conversation because we don't want to just be making friends and doing the relationship stuff if it's not leading anywhere. So it always
Sure.
leads back to email.
Hmm.
But in terms of what I'm doing, it's gosh, anything from summits, bundles, podcast guesting like we are today, freebie
Hmm.
swaps, even traditional networking, all of the things where you're actually leveraging somebody else's audience and it's a win-win for both of you then. And I do that. And at the same time, I do also believe in the old school traditional search and SEO has a place too. So what
Okay.
I actually teach my clients is one from each side. So if you imagine it like a capital V, I call it my V2 framework.
Hmm.
One side is the relationship based stuff. One
Hmm.
side is the search and SEO. So that's like your long form, your podcasting, your blogs,
Hmm.
traditional PR, anything where there is a search and SEO side component, YouTube, Pinterest.
Hmm.
But we don't have to do it all, right? We choose one from
Right.
one side, one from the other side, give it 90 days, see the results we get, and then see how it feels for us as well. And then we choose what do we want to do? Do we want to continue, try something else?
Hmm.
So personally, like you said, I have my podcast that's been going now for years, and that's my baby. I love it. So that's kind of like the search and SEO side sorted.
Sure.
Um, so that's every Friday. And then I get to play on the other side. So then I get to play with hosting. I love hosting events. So hosting a summit, a bundle. But maybe it's a freebie swap if I'm a little bit under the pump with the kids, or it's something that's low lift as well.
Hmm.
But I get to play in that relationship side part. And one thing that I'll add is that the reason we do one from each as well is the relationship side stuff. You see faster ROI, faster payoff, right?
Hmm.
Faster results. So
Yes.
that then gives us that dopamine, that motivation to keep going while we wait for the search and SEO stuff to kind of catch up over time and compound.
Right.
So that's the way that I look at it.
So what I'm hearing is that your podcast is your SEO strategy. And if there's room or if there's time or if there's desire, you will lean into other SEO type strategies. Do you put your podcast on your blog?
Yes. So yeah. So
So,
there's
so you
like the
actually have
SEO
two.
optimized show notes on there. Yeah, exactly.
Yes, you actually
So
have two strategies kind of running for you, right?
yeah,
Um,
yeah, yeah.
okay. And so your collaborations, which is your relationship side, is something that you play with, right?
Hmm.
And I know you have also have your community, your school community, and how are you bringing in people to your school community, and how is that related to your email list?
Yes, I love this question. So school was a massive experiment for me. I did not think that I would like it. I'm not a massive, I don't know, I like Alex Hormozy and everything, but I'm not a massive fan. I thought it would be bro markety. I thought I was like, I don't know, I was like setting myself up not to enjoy it. And then I got on there and I was like, oh my gosh, this is actually really fun. This is actually really cool.
Hmm.
So the school community started that way as an experiment.
Okay.
And then the main purpose of it was to build more trust and deepen the relationships with my email list. So I thought, okay, I've got 7,000 odd subscribers. They get the
Hmm.
emails from me, but I want to know more of them. I want more touch points. I want to build more trust,
Hmm.
rather than just the select ones that actually hit reply. Like I want more conversation. So that led me to start the school community. What I
Okay.
didn't expect is the whole network and community of people that are on this platform that would then find me as well. So it's become like this growth and nurture component of my business at the same
Got it.
time, which is
Hmm.
really cool. Um, One thing that I will say is that when you join my school community, there's 3 questions that I can ask automatically before you come in. And it's
Hmm.
really important to me that I always get like proper consent. So I'll ask for somebody's email address, but then
Hmm.
I'll be like, okay, yes or no, do you want me to email you updates? And if they hit no, they don't get added to my email list. They're just in
Got it.
school.
Okay.
Again, consent based, like trying like, okay, how can I make sure I'm looking after my people? So
Right.
it is helping grow my list, but it's this beautiful, yeah, growth and nurture at the same time sort
Right.
of
Okay.
strategy. Mm.
Very cool. Very cool. So that's obviously, there's a lot of ways that we've just talked about in terms of like how you can grow your list and grow your email, grow your community. But what I really want to specifically talk about today is lead magnets,
Mhm.
because they are changing. I think we've been saying for a while, at least I've heard people say for a while, that PDFs are dying. That, just the traditional lead magnet that used to convert for people, that used to be interesting for people, that knowledge based lead magnet is just going away because
Mhm.
everyone's going on AI. And let me just, ask my questions. Let me just get the information that I need. I don't need to download something from an expert.
Mhm.
When have you started seeing this shift?
So honestly, this shift has been happening for a while. So I actually even started teaching my clients, like, don't even worry about making the lead magnet that great. Like, let's just make the opt-in page and the subject brilliant. Get them on your list so we can start to build trust because half the people won't even bloody open the PDF. Like it's been that way for quite some time.
Right.
I think now the beauty with what we're going to talk about today with these interactive lead magnets is actually we get to create an experience that starts building the trust way earlier than us sending the emails.
Yes.
But yeah, I've seen that for a while. Like the whole lead magnets have been on their way declining. People actually accessing that because you're right, information now is everywhere, even more so than it
Right.
ever has been.
Right. Right.
I'm even using AI like Google now. Like you don't even need to Google anything. It's just
I know.
crazy.
Yeah, it is crazy. I know. I built my first interactive lead magnet probably, oh my gosh, like maybe about a year or so ago.
Hmm.
It was a custom GPT, and I have another friend in the business world who said, you need to just like you need to turn your stuff into like AI tools, and I'm like, what? Like I had like some back end like AI tools, and I'm thinking, ooh, gosh, like turn my work into like public facing, like that means it has to be really good, right? um, and I was scared at the time, but I took my first one that I created was the AI powered offer confidence toolkit, and it came with the PDF checklist just in case people wanted it and didn't want to go on AI. But then it became, and then it was the AI tool, and
Hmm.
that has been by far the most popular lead magnet I have ever had in 10 years of business.
Mm, mm.
Crazy, like to me it's just crazy. Like, do you remember the first interactive like lead magnet that you built?
Yeah, so mine was the same. So I have like a suite of custom GPTs that I actually created for my old membership. So probably 2 years ago, I had a different membership back then. I had about 250 members, and I was again repeating the same kind of strategy advice about the V framework, about things you can try like over and over again. So I was like, oh, I'll make a custom GPT. Had no idea what I was doing, but
Right.
create something for them with my knowledge. So they could just, I'd be asleep in Australia, they're up in the US, and they could play around with the custom GPT, and that was amazing. But then I was like, oh, actually, this is a great introduction into my expertise in my world. So then I made it public. Her
Mm.
name's Planner Sally. She went gangbusters. Like, yeah, I'm like you, like the best lead magnet I've ever had. I would have had over 1,000 downloads of her easily, organically, just through my website and traffic. Like, that's without paid ads or anything. But again, because she can then give that experience, not only are they being added to my list, but I saw people then joining the membership or reaching out for business audits or actually reaching out to work with me, which I must say has never happened on the back end of a lead magnet before. Normally, they're then on my list for a little while and I build that relationship before they're ready to work with me. So it just fast tracked that so quickly.
Yeah. So let's break down just a little bit. People are hearing, custom GPTs or, interactive experiences. Let's like explain like in full, I think, what that looks like, because some people may have them already. Some people may not. There's going to be even some people that are just even dabbling with AI right now.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe interactive lead magnets or interactive experiences is not just AI. How do you describe interactive lead magnets?
So for me, it's anything that can give a personal, specific outcome to the user, right? So forgetting about what type of AI or what it is, if we think about it from that place, it even could be the old school quizzes we used to do, right? But just
Mm-hmm.
quizzes on steroids. Like, it's anything that can give a really specific outcome.
Mm-hmm.
I think now with AI, you just get to do it quicker and faster. And I think speed is kind of winning now. So we just get to do that faster. But if you think about it, like, these interactive experiences, lead magnets have been around since the quizzes, the scorecards, those types of lead magnets. But yeah, I kind of see it as like, okay, anywhere where they're putting in their specific problem, information, whatever it might be, and getting a really personalized outcome out of this tool.
What do you feel like is the difference between creating a quiz, for instance, and creating an AI experience or GPT
Mm.
or a Claude skill or whatever? I
I
just recently
think.
had a client, for
Mm.
instance, that was going back and forth between
Mhm.
should I create a custom GPT or should I create a type form quiz?
I love this. I think quizzes are just so much broader, right? Like, if you think about the setup of a quiz, you might have 6 or 7 outcomes, or 4 to 5 outcomes. You might have a handful of questions. So they're just broader. I
Mm-hmm.
feel like the power with the AI powered stuff is it can get even more granular, even more specific.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I also think as well, unless you're willing to pay more for like the big quiz software, you can't really give it a branded experience. And I think now with AI, we can really brand these tools and make them
Mm-hmm.
fully feel like us
Right.
without it costing a fortune, which I think it's an extension of our business. I think that's important to think about as well. But yeah, I think that's the main differences, right? Would you agree?
Yeah, so I would help clients in the past years ago,
Mm,
like build quizzes, and like I would use Interact. I think it's
mhm,
under Try Interact or whatever, and I would even try to build them for myself, and they were complicated. They could get really
mm,
complicated to build, especially if there was like logic and reasoning and all kinds of stuff involved. But like AI, for me, it makes the experience of building a lot easier.
mhm,
And like you said, it can get like more granular. And I mean, I'm building an AI tool not by myself. I'm going to be very clear about that. I built lots of AI tools by myself. This particular one that I'm building is being built by a developer. So it's a real like full stack tool.
mhm,
Um, but we started with Claude. right? We started with kind of like figuring out in Claude like what this was going to look like and what the output was going to look like and feeding the knowledge. We've since then built it into a full scope, like full stack tool.
Mm.
But anyway, so I do think that there's just so much potential. And I know that a lot of people are building these things. One of the things that I know I get concerned with, and you might have the same concerns, is the market right now is just being flooded with these tools.
Mhm.
And some of them are good, some of them are not. I mean, I've experienced. Trust me, I've been through a lot of AI tools, and some of them I'm like, oh wow, that was really helpful. The tools that I've done with you have been really really good. I've done other tools with like even AI people that I'm like, okay, you just regurgitated like what I told you
Mm.
versus actually doing something with that data. Like, how are you, like, as someone who is building interactive lead magnets and experiences tools in your business, how are you approaching the market as being flooded with these stuff? And how are you building trust?
Yeah, so I 100% agree. I think it's like anything that's new, right? It always gets flooded quickly. Absolutely. And so I think for me, it's been really important to always go back to my audience, to my people, to my clients.
Mhm.
You're a great example. I've asked you for feedback plenty on my tools, and then you point out things that I didn't even think of, so I can go and make them better. And I think that's the key, is like always going back to your audience and what do they want? What will really help them? Not what's cool right now, but like what would really help them
Mhm.
move them closer to that end goal. So I think that's important. Um, I will say as well, I will say as well, there's like shitty things everywhere, right? Like I laugh because I took myself on a little date the other night, went to the cinemas and had dinner by myself, which was lovely. And while I was
Okay.
at dinner by myself, I was on my phone because I was like, I'm by myself. I was on my phone and I bought this $7 PDF that was meant to be some funnel thing because I was just curious. It was a
Hmm.
paid ad. So I bought this thing and then I bought the upsell, which was like access to her email, sending calendar or something. Because I was like, oh, that's curious. I'm curious about the upsell. So purchased both of them. They were rubbish. The PDF had missing pages, had like, didn't make sense. I then tried to get the calendar for her email and it didn't even sync up. And I'm like, this was $40 in total. Like, what? I was so annoyed. And so
Yeah.
I think, I share that because I think with everything, there's good and there's bad. And I think we need to just use our own discernment as to like, okay, let's stop just consuming. Stop probably Kylie scrolling when you're by yourself purchasing things you don't need. Let's stop doing that and let's start thinking about, okay, what's actually going to help me right now?
Hmm.
Because a lot of the times we'll be like, oh, that could be helpful next week, or that could be helpful in a year's time, or when I get this problem, that'll be helpful.
Yes.
No, no, no. What can be helpful right now? And
Hmm.
then, yeah, go in with those kind of blinkers on, so we're not getting too overwhelmed with all of the choices.
Right.
Um, and then hopefully the tool builders are listening to their audience and building tools that are actually helpful for them as well.
Okay. So, and I think this is good to come from both the perspective of the user, like
Mm.
what we're looking for, like when we purchase a tool, and the builder.
Mm.
Because if your tool is trying to do too much, it could be overwhelming. But if it gets very specific, like it does this X thing, which your tools are very specific. It's like, okay, it gives you an email subject line.
Mm.
Okay, fantastic. I feed it my email, and out pops some subject lines that I can consider. It just keeps my brain from like going, okay, just wrote the email. Now what should I use as a subject line? And it's also kind of just fun to,
Mm.
to
Mm.
be honest with you. I get like, I get that tool shiny object syndrome as well. But we do have to think about the user and what do they need. And this, it kind of goes back to like offer strategy too. Like,
Mm.
is what we're building aligned with the rest of our offers? Is what we're building solving a very specific problem that our audience is having? Um,
Mm.
Talk to me about that, because I know that you get into like offers a lot. How do you make a decision about what tool will fit in your ecosystem of tools, for instance, or your ecosystem of offers for that
Oh
matter?
my goodness, I love this. I feel like I'm speaking to the expert here about offers, but I love it. I love it. So for me, I always reverse and I'm a big fan of keeping things simple. So I always reverse engineer from my signature offer. Where do I want to lead people? I'm always thinking about that.
Hmm.
So for example, if we're doing a lead magnet tool, like we were
Hmm.
talking about, an interactive tool for the lead magnet, where is it leading people? What's that journey like? And mapping that out first.
Hmm.
Um, Always doing that. I will say the exception is in my school community. I love creating tools. I got a little bit like crazy happy creating tools because I get to be creative, right? So I was like, okay, instead of like completely flooding my office suite and my business with these tools, I'm just going to flood my school community with all these things I'm building and they can have them. Like, so I
Okay,
created like a treasure chest for all the tools that are in my
I love
school
that.
community, right? So again, I think a lot of times, especially if we are creative or we like to create new things,
Hmm.
if people are into human design that are listening, if you're a manifesting generator like I am, or like you just like creating, I feel
Hmm.
like we are very much prone to creating the new things without any notice and then just filling our office suite or our business up with these things and not giving our audience any kind of runway that it's coming and like just doing all of this. And
Yes.
it's then a lot, right? It's a lot of noise. So instead, what I've chosen to do is direct that to my school community members instead, and they get that excitement, and I get to
Yeah.
pick out the pieces that actually make sense for my offer.
Yeah, I love that because, yes, if anyone listens to me, they know that I'm not a fan of just building random offers that don't make sense in your ecosystem, that have nothing to do with the, primary transformation and problem that you solve. Like, yeah, like even me, like when I'm building, and I'm exactly like you, and I'm not a manifesting generator. I'm just an offer nerd, and I love to create
I
offers.
love that.
So it's like I've built so many offers over my business career. But in my own ecosystem right now, I'm very careful. Like, okay, no,
Mm-hmm.
that offer has to go. I'm burning that offer down because I want to bring this one in. And I think this one makes more sense to lead into this offer. Or there's a strategic reason, like the offer X-ray that I'm building right now. It's strategically designed to take me out of the equation of auditing offers.
Mm.
So it's like a scaling decision. It's just like, okay, let's give let's let the tool do the work with my brain built into it, so that when a person comes to me, they at least know, oh, I have issues with messaging, or oh, I have problems with my structure of my offer or whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
If we're building tools, and I know you are getting ready to launch the interactive offer experience. It will probably be over, but maybe a version of it by the time this podcast launches. But what I want, I guess, what I want listeners to understand is, what do we start with? Like, there's people listening going, oh my God, like, I've never built like, an interactive experience before. I've never built like a Claude skill, or I've never built a custom GPT. Like, where do I even start? Like, how do I have the knowledge to build this?
I love that. Well, can I share? I don't feel like I have the knowledge either. So I'm right there with you, listener. And I think to be completely transparent, even my Claude at the moment, I haven't even customized it. Don't I'll get in trouble for saying this, but I haven't even customized it. Like it's still just like out of the box and I've created tools with it. But I think more than anything, to answer your question, it's more about coming back to your own expertise. So my favorite thing to do is have a think about what you might want to create, or what that lead magnet might be. And we're going to do this in the intensive, but think about what the lead magnet might be. Open up your Loom, brain dump all of the things that you know about that topic. What would you teach someone? What frameworks do you have? What examples have you had? Anything that comes to mind, just like brain dump it down in Loom. Loom's my favorite because you can just grab the transcript.
Mm-hmm.
I then still use ChatGPT. So Chat's been with me for years. So I'll go into my Chat and I will put the transcript in there and be like, give me some ideas. Give me some ideas of lead magnets, of interactive things I could do. What could I build?
Mm-hmm.
This is the topic. This is what I want to teach them. Give me some ideas. And I like to do that back and forth with ChatGPT, because I found with Claude, I run out of tokens really quickly if I chat too much with Claude. So I'll chat with ChatGPT. And then once I have a plan or an idea on what I want to build, I'll then take that into Claude to actually build an artifact, which is just a fancy word for like the tool. What I'm really excited though, Laurie, and I'm keen to get your opinion on is in this experience, the thing that's been worrying me the most is that if people leave artifacts on Claude and just share them, they can then be customized by somebody else really easily. And that scares me, because if that's somebody's IP, right, it's kind of a scary thing to be putting out publicly that then can just be taken. So what I think is really important is then getting that artifact, getting that tool, hosting it somewhere else, which can be your website, embedded onto your website, but hosting it somewhere else so that it's still safe, because I think that's a big concern.
Oh, 100%. I have the Offer Mojo Squad, which is more than just a tool. It is a suite of tools that like covers my entire like Offer Mojo framework, right? And it's built on ChatGPT right now. And I also use that Offer Mojo Squad to help power the delivery of some of my one-on-one offers, right? With my own strategist brain. But what I noticed is I transferred the Offer Mojo Squad over to Claude. And I thought, wow, I feel like I'm getting better results. Maybe I'm not. I haven't been on chat in a while running the squad, so I'm running it on Claude. Part of it is that I'm a strategist. And so what I put into it directly affects, can upload call transcripts, all kinds of stuff, right? But I got curious, and my AI consultant, his name is Sangeet. And I was like, I just want to move my lead magnet. Like I want to move my lead magnet over to, Claude. And, I said, how do we do that? Is it through an artifact? What do we do? And, he researched it, of course. And sure enough, like if I were to, move it over and share it as an artifact, people can download the entire back end of that lead magnet, which was concerning to me. I was like, no, I'm not going to do that. So my lead magnet still lives on ChatGPT. I don't know much. I know that you are doing something with like GitHub, is it?
Yeah. GitHub, it's not the most user friendly. Once you know what you're doing, it's fine. But I will say, like looking at it from a non-developer brain, I didn't know what I was looking at half the time. So
Right.
The things like this, like it's free, it's not costing anything. And once you know the process to put things up there, it's really quite easy. But yeah, I think this is the thing, because there's so many, like we said at the start, so many tools flooding the market.
Yes.
And I think they're using Claude artifacts for a lot of them. And I just don't know if they realize if someone clicks that customize button in the top right corner, that's their entire IP then just being able to be customized by somebody else. And I think that's a bit of a scary place to be in the online space.
It 100% is. And that's why I chose not to put my Offer Mojo Squad on Claude, or to put my current lead magnet on Claude. And then the Offer X-Ray that I'm building right now is completely just done by a developer. So it's like hosted someplace else. I don't even, honestly, couldn't even tell you what he's doing.
That's good, yeah.
Other than like creating like an amazing tool that I'm really loving. But it's so protected. It's so like locked down. So I do want the people who are listening that are into AI and that have started building these types of things. It is important information because there are AI consultants out there that have memberships and everything that are telling their clients to build on Claude as artifacts. And it's not protected. So I
Mm.
think it's important for people to know that.
Yeah,
Um,
absolutely.
yeah. So let's say now we've decided, let's circle it all kind of back to the beginning. We've now decided, okay, I'm going to build that interactive lead magnet, or maybe even that interactive, like low ticket offer.
Hmm.
And we've decided what it's going to be, and we've built it, but it doesn't do any good if it just like sits on our website or it's just a link out there in the world. How do we build an audience for this? How do we spread the word that
Mm.
this is available and actually use it to build an audience and to build a community,
I love
to
that
build
question.
subscribers?
I love that question. And I think obviously make sure it's behind an opt in and get everything ready to go.
Sure.
But my first point of call, again, it does depend on the niche and the kind of business that you have. But I would just be doing the basic things first. I would be putting it 4 places on your homepage. I would be putting it in your email signature. I would be putting on any, like, even if you're not on social, put it in your links in your social, whatever. Do all of that, but then start to think about, okay, who do I have in my audience right now, in my network right now, that would be interested in this, right? So reach out, half a dozen old clients, half a dozen friends, family, anyone that you podcast guests, anyone that you have done any kind of business or experience, or anyone in your network that you know.
Hmm.
I would give it to them first and get some social proof, get some testimonials, get
Hmm.
some things about it, because that's really, really powerful.
Right.
Do that, and then start to think about, okay, so where can I share this thing? So you can, of course, like, once you have an email list, so if you have a couple hundred people on your email list,
Hmm.
beautiful, because then you can leverage more things. You can do freebie swaps, you can do more strategies, because you actually have an asset to leverage.
Hmm.
If you're getting started, there's still things like bundles and giveaways, and there's online spaces, there's communities where you can share your lead magnet. There's so much when we start to look that can start to spread the word for us. It's just a matter of kind of thinking about, what am I already a part of? Who am I already connected with? And
Hmm.
I would start there. And then you'll be surprised, right? Once you start having conversations, once you start spreading the word, you'll be surprised. And I grew my list without any paid ads. Like, I've only started dabbling in paid ads this year. Up until then, it was all with just my time and energy. It was without any kind of cold traffic. So
So are you
um,
running paid ads to like lead magnets?
only mainly to the school groups. So I'm
Okay.
playing around with paid ads to the school groups, but um, yeah, I still don't know what I'm doing. They're still not really working. So yeah, I'm definitely not an expert on that
It's
front.
so funny. I have been in business for almost 10 years. I have never run a single ad in my life. Like everything
Mm,
has been organic. And
hmm.
yeah, I've worked with clients who are running ads and they just scare me. So it's
Yeah.
like inspiring that you're actually diving into it. But I will say, I will add to kind of what Kylie is saying, that last year I participated in a lot of bundles and a lot of summits to grow my email list, and I would give away one of my GPTs that was part of the Offer Mojo squad. So depending upon the topic I was talking about, or depending upon what the like the bundle was about or whatever, I would pick one of my GPTs, and it's normally paid. They're usually sometimes they're looking for paid tools, and so I would just like uh, contribute that, and it worked really well. like
Mm-hmm.
way better than mentioning it in my podcast or mentioning it in
Mm-hmm.
social media. Or it just, I find that organic of just mentioning it here, mentioning it there, like super, super like hard.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. I think anytime you can be, in a group of people that serve the same ideal client as you, and um, the main thing, and I just want to like a word of caution for our listeners with bundles and with like online collaborations, is you want to make sure that it's specific. You want to make sure that your ideal client would be attracted to it. So if the bundle or the event itself isn't specific, it's if let's say it's have the best year in 2026 or something super broad, put
Right.
in a really specific offer like you did, Laurie, like put in something really specific so you're
Hmm.
attracting the right people. But
Yes.
better yet is looking for those collaborations that are really quite niche and specific because I mean, I've taught this now for 4 years, helping people grow to like from nothing to hundreds or thousands of subscribers. But the problem that a lot of my clients had at the very beginning is they would just get so excited and so like, I'll be in everything,
Right.
which is
Yes.
great, a great enthusiasm to have. But then you end up growing an email list full of people that might not be your ideal clients, which just dilutes everything. So it's better to, it'll still be faster than, like you said, the organic stuff, but make sure there's that intention behind it. Make sure you are attracting the right people to your list as well.
Yeah. And for those of you who are listening and are interested in this whole like bundles conversation and swaps like this, there's actually a podcast episode that I did with Allison Hardy on exactly this topic. So you can go listen to that. Um,
I love that. I taught Alison everything. She was in my membership when she had
Really?
like, yeah, she had like 3,000 subscribers when she joined. And in a year, we got her to over 10,000. She's one of my
Yes.
case studies on my podcast. Yeah.
I didn't know that you two were connected. It
Yeah.
makes
Yeah.
sense. Like I love Allison. She's amazing. Um, have you ever used uh, like affiliate marketing, for instance, where you actually
Um,
find partners that share the same audience that um, are interested in collaborating with you and actually, you know, doing that? Because I'm obviously, doing that right now with the Offer X-ray because I only have so many people. And for me to spread the word about it, I need aligned partners that can help. And, my contribution is not only access to the tool, but access to commissions if there are
yeah.
tool sales. Have you ever done anything like that?
In different ways, yeah. So I obviously have, like with the school community, there's an affiliate commission set up there. So any
That's
members that
right.
spread the word get 40% commission of anyone else that joins in and up levels. So there is that. And whenever I host events, so bundles, summits, things like that, there's an affiliate commission there. If anybody was to buy the all access pass and come through their link, stuff like that. So I like to always try to give back to the speakers or the contributors that are promoting.
Right.
In terms of like affiliates, like what you're doing, honestly, I've never really, when I've done something that's been, and not that yours is a high ticket thing, but like my main signature offers before I've started my school group were always my masterminds or my super high ticket really compared to my stuff I've got at the moment. So like that was always a super curated, like 10 women at the most
Sure.
type room. So I didn't need affiliates for that because my audience was large enough for those women to come through. Um, I think if I was doing something at scale, absolutely, I would be thinking about affiliates. I think it's a really powerful strategy when you have the right offer, right? That you
Right.
want shared. Yeah.
Okay, so we've talked about so much. I think I want to wrap it up because, yeah, let's. So what we, the main thing here was that the traditional PDF, the traditional, knowledge type lead magnet is been dying for quite some time. And what a lot of people are doing right now, and what I encourage listeners to do, is to build interactive experiences. Maybe they're in the form of a lead magnet. Maybe they're in a form of a low ticket offer. Maybe they're in a form of supporting your community, like Kylie does with all of her tools. But I also think that what I want listeners to walk away with too is it's not just social media. Like there are
Mm.
so many ways to grow our email list, to grow our community, to grow our audience. And we need to open up our minds to different visibility strategies and different ways of connecting with a broader audience.
Mm.
What would you say as the takeaway that you want people to walk away with today regarding this whole entire conversation?
Oh, I love this. I think step number one, if you have a lead magnet right now,
Hmm.
go and look at it, analyze it. Is it working? Look at the numbers, look at the data. If
Hmm.
it's not, let's make it interactive. Let's go into ChatGPT or your AI of choice. It doesn't even matter. Like, let's go and talk to it and say, hey, this is what I've got.
Hmm.
How can I make it interactive and give my audience an experience? And make that your first step. Make the first step being, okay, let's make this a bit sexier. Let's get this actually working, because
Okay.
it is the front door to everything, right? It is the first impression we make. If you don't have a lead magnet, go and brainstorm one. Brainstorm how we can make it this beautiful interactive thing from the get go. And then once you've got that lead magnet, you're like, yes, I'm ready. Sit down and just brainstorm some ways of how you can spread the word about this thing.
Right.
Come into email marketing school. It's free to
Mhm.
join, and
Yes.
there's a whole stack in there just about like different relationship based strategies if you don't want to be on social. But I think just know you have options. Just know that you
Yes.
have options, that you don't have to do something that doesn't feel good or that isn't working. There's options.
Yes. Absolutely. I love it. And I encourage everyone to join the email marketing school. I'm in it. I've been in it for quite a while. I love the treasure chest that you have in there that's full of tools. And I know that there is even a tool on, is it Lead Magnet Linda?
Yes, there is. Yes. It's pretty much, look, honestly, if you think anything to do with email marketing in your business and you want a tool, I've probably created it. So it's just a little bit
Exactly.
insane.
Exactly. So this has been amazing. Besides the school community, where else can listeners connect with you?
The best place is my website. So just kyliekelly.com. Everything is there. If you want to go and listen to my podcast or anything else, it's all on my website.
Got it. But you won't find her on social media.
That's why I'm not dropping my Instagram link, because there's no point.
Love it. Okay, thank you so much, Kylie, for visiting us today and sharing all of your wisdom.
Oh, thank you so much for having me.